the neglect of this 3-block long area is a disgrace. I do not understand it. It was put out for bids according to what I have heard, and it was totally ignored, except we were paid for easements that were never used to bring heavy equipment here onto the properties, and those easements were never used. And the easement went as far up, you see that stick over there? That was one of the stakes that they put in to make the easement legal and all. All right, now, one thing that I have really resented about the whole thing, as far on a personal basis, is the rudeness that we have had used against us. Anytime that we would call in about anything, that we were treated as though we were totally ignorant, and that we just were nothing but complainers and totally out of line. And if they got the idea that we had been here for very long, particularly if we were native, that made it even worse, that we were even more ignorant. And these people coming in from outside who knew nothing about this particular area. I grew up here, and I have walked over a great deal of the Cedar Hammock Drainage District in my life, and when I was young, and I'm very familiar with it. And I know that there's just so much that is wrong with this, and it can be fixed. It can be fixed very simply compared to the rest of it, but it's been very discouraging to be treated so rudely by people who really, for the most part, do not know what they're talking about.
Well, we're concerned because we're at the narrowest point of the creek here, and so another storm comes along, we feel like we're going to lose more of our yard. We've already lost quite a bit through erosion, and not to mention property that we've lost with the flooding, which was supposed to be, as far as I understood, the reason for doing this creek project was to alleviate flooding in the area, and it did not do that. We had a lake here. You couldn't be standing here when that storm came down because the water would have been up to your knees and roaring past. You would have got washed down there. So we're concerned about this part never being touched, nothing ever being done with it, and having another storm come along and have things even worse.